This is Gretchen Gregory with the Logan Daily News. Paul Sinkovitz was found not guilty of aggravated murder in common pleas court on Friday after jurors in Hocking County decided he did not intend to kill his wife Dee. Instead, he was found guilty of a lesser felonious assault charge that carries a gun specification and domestic violence. Dee and the couple's two children, Mary and Jennifer, escaped from their Smith Chapel Road home in November 2012 after Paul admittedly fired a gun towards his wife. In court on Friday, Paul was called to testify in his own defense and became very emotional soon after taking the witness stand. He was called to testify by his defense attorney, Charles Gherkin, and said his relationship with his wife had become strained.
This has been going on for about 6 years. And
After regaining his composure, he told jurors what happened the night the argument with his wife took place.
While I followed my wife as she went to the bottom of the foot of the bed, and in passing, I'm left-handed, I picked up the gun, and at that time she approached the front of the bed, the headboard area. And I stopped at the foot of the bed, and we engaged in a verbal argument.
Run.
Okay. I raised the pistol, and during the conversation, I heard a bang. And at that time, I was actually shocked because I didn't fire that gun.
Do you have any doubt that it went off when it was in your hand?
I heard the noise, and it must have gone on.
Did you have any expectation as to whether the gun was going to go off?
No expectation whatsoever.
Did you say anything when the gun went off?
At the time that it went off, I was in shock. I really was. And then a few seconds or minutes later, I wondered if I would have shot her, she would have been dead, but I didn't shoot her.
Hocking County Assistant Prosecutor William Archer called into question Sinkovitz's motives that night in an attempt to prove that he did, in fact, try to kill his wife.
I was not invited.
But see, that's really what we're getting to, Mr. Sinkovitz. That's where the whole problem with the 6 years and losing your family is all about. You believe that Dee and the girls are there to serve you, don't you?
No, sir.
But now hold on. You believe that they should have had dinner ready for you sitting down when you got back at 4 o'clock on November 23rd, don't you?
You are wrong.
Have you not indicated in correspondence that your wife has been rude and disrespectful since she went through menopause?
I made that statement.
And your issue with the girls and their lack of respect is simply a matter of they're getting other interests beyond you. Isn't that true?
They have other interests.
They can't spend the time at home taking care of your needs. They have their own activities they want to do. Isn't that true?
They have their own business. They have their own interests.
So they can't take care of you anymore. You resent that, don't you?
They are the only family I have. If a family is going to be a family, it doesn't matter anything else.
But your actions seem to indicate that family is whatever Paul says the family is. Isn't that true?
What are you getting at?
Mr. Sinkovitz, your whole theory on why the actions that you took was because...
You are condemning me for being what I am. I resent that.
And what is it that you are?
I am a human being.
And is Dee a human being?
Yes, she is.
Is Jennifer a human being?
Yes, she is.
Is Mary a human being?
Yes, she is.
As human beings, are they entitled to not be threatened with a gun?
I admitted that.
Your Honor, would you ask him to answer the question?
Could you answer the question, please?
Are they entitled as human beings to not be threatened with a gun?
Yes, sir.
And is Dee entitled not to be choked
Yes, sir.
and not to have a gun pointed at her
Yes, sir.
and not to be shot at?
Yes, sir.
So you clearly intended to kill her, didn't you?
No.
Then why would you say those words, Mr. Sinkovitz? The gun discharged
I don't know.
accidentally or however, you don't know how it discharged. You continued to argue with Dee and the girls, didn't you?
My well-being has been threatened by myself.
And so your solution to resolving all this is to threaten to shoot the family that you're afraid of losing. Is that correct?
I was irrational.
During that same half-hour time period, you still continued to threaten Dee, the girls, and yourself.
Sir, may I object?
You have an attorney, so, no.
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. He's made that one.